Good evening, everybody. How's everyone doing? I literally just walked in the door. Heard my phone chime, and it's like, and Alexander's like, TikTok. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm thinking it's like 5 o'clock. It's sunny out. I'm ready to go for my walk.
It wouldn't be a stream with you without you being late or something or some disaster.
Yeah, how's
happening.
Everyone? What do we got out there? Stephen Ross, hey there, how you doing? I can't even tell who else. Claude Sailing, Rick B. I'm having so today I just came back from the supermarket amongst other things, and I've got here. So this Zevia is diet soda sweetened with stevia. So it's
Yeah.
This is the cream soda, which I'm a huge fan of cream soda. And so,
the only problem with stevia I find is it taints the flavor with everything. There's a soda company called the Soda Folk, who are based somewhere down in England, and they do a really delicious cream soda. But then
I also have a chance to buy Diet Dr. Brown's, which is like the premier brand.
All right, but they switched. They switched without warning anybody. They switched their ingredients to take out the sugar and put stevia in, and it tasted absolutely vile.
Oh wow! Now the other thing I've got here, and by the way, no Nerd Tube tonight.
No, he's ditched us.
Both of them have ditched us. The other thing I have is here. If you go to Costco, so the Siete is the new hot brand in health food. These are.
We are not sponsored, by the way.
We know, yeah. I need to get sponsored by these guys. But here's the key thing about this: they're cooked with avocado oil, which is ridiculously healthy. It's like olive oil. So if you're into health food, you want to stay away from fried foods because they use what's called seed oils, canola oil, sunflower oil, all this shit that's not meant to be oil, that is just chemically treated, and it's ridiculous, and it's just not good for you. So I gave up basically fried food. For the most part, I give up fried foods. But these chips are great because they're made with avocado oil, which is incredibly healthy. It's like, it's like
I still wager that the ingredients list in it is about 2 or 3 times longer than its UK equivalent. Well, European equivalent even. Have you seen people?
Here are the ingredients on this. Look at it.
That's
cassava,
fair.
Avocado oil, coconut flour, chia seeds, sea salt.
That is pretty good. That's roughly what you'd get here.
So we buy this, and then I've got my little guacamole here because avocados are crazy good for you.
So this is a welcome to the Watch Alec Peters Eat Guacamole show.
I've gotten such an appreciation for avocado over the last year.
Guacamole, no.
You don't like guacamole?
Just no. I'd rather.
Oh my God.
It looks, smells, and probably tastes like what my dog would used to spew up when he was alive. No, thank you.
Avocado is awesome, and what I typically do if I don't have avocado dip is I'll just take, we've got avocados. If they're not ripe, I'll have the dip, that guacamole. But if they're ripe, and this is also good stuff. This here's guacamole. This comes, and this is actually from Costco, but again, guacamole with basically organic.
Again, we are not sponsored in any way.
No, organic avocados, organic tomatoes, organic tomato juice, organic onions, organic. I mean, it's just ridiculously healthy. So, trying to get it. Oh, there's Cheeto.
He's in the chat. Yeah, presumably he can lurk in the chat for a bit.
Why can't he hear the podcast?
He's probably out and about. He's got kid things, so he's probably not able to have audio.
All right.
Maybe that's what it is.
Stephen, if you're diabetic, then you absolutely can have stevia. I consult your doctor. But everything I know, diabetics use stevia because it has 0 calorie and 0 impact on your your blood glucose level, which is important. And these are good chips because these chips, cassava has less an impact on your blood glucose, which is the big thing. So, how about we do this? While you guys are here, I think we uploaded a couple clips. Let's show you a couple clips. We're working through the VFX now on Axanar, and which is a lot of fun. It's really fun working. We have 2 VFX teams, 3 actually, 2 on the ship shots. Let's see what we got. Okay, let's see. Here's one. Oh yeah.
Now remember, people, this is extremely work in progress. So no, oh, that looks crap. I've seen Nintendo 64 games that look better.
Now what you're looking at is previs.
Mm-hmm.
So previs is like real rough. It's the VFX artist putting together. Well, how does this look for this shot? And we sign, and we have a whole process now. And we sign off on it. And once we sign off on it, it then gets rendered. And then that, after the rendering from the first VFX artist, it gets approved from us because that's like 85% of the work. Then it goes to the finishing artist, and which gets us the finished shot. We don't ever want the finishing artist to have to do anything, so we do it to we do the first. We just approve we approve the previs, and then we approve the rendering. So there you go. And then what else do we have here? We had something else here. Let me see what else that is uploaded. Let's see. Here we go. Yes. Well, this is a shot you'll recognize, and that's a shot from kind of from Interlude. It's not from Interlude, but like what happened in Interlude, if you know in Interlude. So there you go.
Go watch Interlude if you haven't seen it yet. It's pretty good.
Yeah. So let's see. What else do we have? I have. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see what this shot is.
Finding out live.
Here's another shot.
I hope you haven't uploaded anything dodgy.
All right. Let me. This shot is. Boom. Boom. There's another shot. You'll see. Oh, there you go. So yeah, so we are well underway, working on VFX.
Excellent. Oh, in other Star Trek news, have you heard that they've cast someone for the Academy show?
No.
Holly Hunter.
Is that Holly Hunter?
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know a great deal about her, but it seems to have whipped the fandom up into a frenzy.
Well, Holly Hunter's an awesome actress, so I mean, I can't. I mean, that's a great casting. I mean, they've been making good castings. The casting has been good, all things considered. But you know, people were going back and forth about Discovery, and look, here's my take on Kurtzman. Kurtzman's been good for Star Trek. I am not a fan of Discovery in any way, shape, or form. Not a fan. Got a gazillion things wrong with that show. But even if you write off that show, I mean, you know, take all right, you can write off Discovery, but Kurtzman gave us Lower Decks. Kurtzman gave us Prodigy. Kurtzman gave us Strange New Worlds. Kurtzman gave us Picard. So, and even if you write off the first 2 seasons of Picard as being mediocre, season 3 was really good. So So what is the actual tab? Okay, so 5 seasons of a show we don't like in Discovery, but 4. What? How many seasons of Lower's Deck is it? 4 or 5?
I think it's
Is it
5.
Is it 5?
I think 5 is the last one.
Okay, so 5 seasons, 2 of Prodigy. That's 7. What are we going into? Season 3 of Strange New Worlds. That's 10. 1 of Picard. That's 11. So 11 good seasons of Star Trek versus 5 bad seasons of Discovery and 2 mediocre seasons of Picard. It's a win. It's a win.
And Strange New Worlds is one of the most Trek shows to come out since TNG, I'd say.
Which show?
TNG. Strange New Worlds.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Any of those episodes you could just plop into any season of any Star Trek show from the original series right up to Enterprise, and it would fit. Structure-wise, story-wise, and just the way it honors the Trek tropes.
Yeah. So season 5 of Lower Decks begins later this year.
Indeed, and apparently that's the last one. Just like season 5 of Discovery is its last season. Yeah.
Thankfully.
Although 5 seasons seems to be the norm these days, to be fair.
Yeah, we got less. Listen, I'm trying with Discovery. And I love Callum Keith Rennie. I mean, he's really good in the new show.
Oh yeah, as Raynor. Yeah, he's a good character actor who pops up everywhere. Great character actor, and they wrote that. They're writing his character well. Yeah, respect. Oh, where is it?
I'm sorry.
No, respectfully, I can't take you seriously if you're going to say that about Strange New Worlds. Strange New Worlds is one of the best shows, and unfortunately, if you can't see that, then nothing that's going to be produced.
Strange New Worlds is my second favorite show. I mean, putting TOS aside, just.
Yeah, let's forget TOS for the moment.
Of all the other shows,
we'll bank that.
I rank Strange New Worlds second after DS9, and for me, it's not even close.
Yeah, for me, it's second after TNG.
Rick. Well, we know Rick really doesn't like Discovery.
Yeah, indeed.
It's not the worst TV show ever made. Knight Rider, the revision of Knight Rider.
Knight Rider 2000, I think it was called.
Whatever.
And then they tried it again with Knight 2000, something like that. I can't remember. And it was just, no.
Oh, yeah.
If it's not the Trans Am and you don't have, I can't remember who voiced Daniel, who voiced
William Daniels.
Kit. William Daniels. If you don't have him voicing Kit, it just won't work. It's like Big Bang Theory wouldn't work without Sheldon. So when Jim Parsons says, that's enough, no more Big Bang Theory. It was abysmal. They were just trying, they had lightning in a bottle with the original Knight Rider and the various other shows, and that's been let out the bag.
This
a
is
long time ago.
Yeah, and if you're coming in late, this is Alec eating healthy tortilla chips.
Yep.
I'm finished with my guacamole, so I'm just eating healthy tortilla chips now. Yes, indeed. Very good, Donnie.
Yes, indeed.
William Daniels, who is best known for playing John Adams in the original Broadway cast of 1776 and the film version of 1776, which Crystal and I watch every year on July 4th. We watch 1776. It is, of course, I'm speaking to a colonizer here, but for us colonists, 1776 is just it is a must-see movie. It's kind of like 1776 is in a way, it's like Sound of Music, right? like you have to watch. If you're a kid, you got to watch Sound of Music. You got to watch Mary Poppins. I mean, these are just staples. I mean, there's a whole generation, who feel that way about Hook, for example. But 1776 is just a timeless homage to the founding of our country. And William Daniels is brilliant as John Adams in it. Really was. Henry De Silva plays Benjamin Franklin. Ron Howard plays Thomas Jefferson. It's really an amazing movie. Anyway, the other thing William Daniels is known for is my medical show. St. Elsewhere. William Daniels was just awesome in St. Elsewhere.
Oh, yeah, so he was.
And his wife, Bonnie, what's Bonnie's name? His wife was in that show as well. But there you go. Was William Daniels in Galactica 1980?
Didn't
he
also
play someone in the middle of the Mojave Desert? Holy shit!
Oh my goodness!
Wow, Ron, what are you doing?
One hopes he lives there, and he's not literally just trekking through the Mojave Desert, watching us on his iPhone or whatever he has. But that would be cool.
Donnie, you are correct. Just wonderful score. Wonderful score, and just an overall great show. St. Elsewhere is one of those shows that just episode after episode, you'd watch that show. And I was in law school when that show was on. It was on and Hill Street Blues. Those were the two shows we used to watch. But St. Elsewhere is a show like every show would leave you with a warm feeling in your heart. I mean, it was wonderful. Whereas Hill Street Blues would sometimes I remember we were watching Hill Street Blues because it was such a big show at the time. And my two buddies right across the hall are watching it in their room. Me and my roommate are watching it in our room. And at the end of the episode, I mean, it was shocking what happened. And I just ran across the hall and go, can you blanking believe that? So, yeah, great shows and great music.
Superb.
You live in the middle of the Mojave Desert. Holy shit, Ron.
That's not a picture I needed to see.
Okay, Rick. Yeah, that was a little more than we. That was a little more information.
Although I do like. Yeah, I can agree with him on that.
I'm not sure about that, but okay.
Actually, I'm kind of enjoying this last season. It's actually quite good. I'm looking forward to the next episode dropping tomorrow.
What, of Discovery?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think it drops for you tonight, but for us, it's going to be well into Thursday before we see it. But my friend uses my Netflix. I use his Paramount Plus, so it kind of works. It's the only thing Paramount Plus is good for.
So what else is going on out there and we still have no word on the Paramount purchase, Paramount sale to either Sony or Skydance. It's getting interesting. My understanding is not much is happening right now. Sony wants to buy it and break it up, but their interest is potentially waning. Paramount's in deep shit because they have such a huge debt load. And their debt has been downgraded to junk status.
They've had a couple of some really good films recently, so I'm surprised. But that they haven't
losing a ton of money on their streaming service.
It's because they're so inconsistent. If you want the best of the best, you have to lie and get an American account. Everywhere else and just gets the dregs. For example, the 4K HD director's cut of the motion picture, you cannot get it outside of America on Paramount Plus. You just get the normal. You just get the normal cut elsewhere. So I think a lot of people are sick and tired of this low key FU to anybody who's not American. by Paramount, and they're just not getting subscriptions. They said, well, hang on a second, my friend in America has got twice as much in his Paramount Plus as the UK version or the European version. Let's not bother. Let's go and pirate it instead. You probably get a better resolution as well, because I was watching this YouTube guy. I can't remember what his name is now, but he's saying pirating is good. Because you get a better service if you pirate, because Netflix, for example, they want you to use a proprietary app on your television, and if you don't, they throttle you down to 720.
That's ridiculous.
They throttle you down to 720p, even though you're paying for the 4K subscription. If you're not using the app where they can then listen in on you and stuff like that and control your viewing, they throttle you. Whereas if you just go and get a pretend peg leg, and off you go and sail the high seas of the internet, you will usually find a much better resolution for free. Not that I condone pirating, just saying. I watched this guy and he actually made a lot of sense. I'm like, yeah, I can see if you're being treated that badly by paying for a subscription and not wanting to fall within their hardware requirements, then screw you. And off you go and find it from nefarious means.
Mm-hmm. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens, because
it will be.
Paramount has got to make a move, and Sherry has an offer on the table that's good, that makes her happy, and listen. I see it. I see Skydance taking it. It's going to be Skydance more than because I don't think it's going to work with Sony, because Sony, first of all, Sony has got to sell. If Sony were to buy it, first of all, Sony has to sell CBS, because Sony's not allowed to own an American radio TV station, since Sony is Japanese. So they have to sell CBS. The word is they're really looking to sell the studio too, and it might get sold to a real estate developer, and the whole studio be destroyed.
Can you imagine how much money that would bring in? Because there'll be real estate companies just biting at their ankles for real estate that close into, I mean, that's dead center of town, really, isn't it?
Yeah. What I guess that I'm trying to think which studio was sold recently. One studio was sold. It was smaller and not located in the middle of LA. And it was sold for like 1.8 billion.
Wasn't it one of the Warner Brothers lots or something like that, where quite a lot of TV shows and everything were filmed there?
No.
Adam the Woo did a walkthrough. It's where the Friends intro was filmed, the fountain and whatnot. Oh, you mean
Malcolm in the
Malcolm in the Middle was filmed there, and Bewitched, the Bewitched house was there, and also that whole lot has been raised and sold off to developers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you on that. So
I would imagine if they get Paramount, they get Star Trek. I don't think Paramount are going to go, no, we'll keep Star Trek to ourselves, because what are they going to do with it if they've not got a studio or anything like that?
Yeah, well, right now, the Star Trek IP is consolidated under Paramount Global. Now, obviously, Paramount and CBS are both subsidiaries of Paramount Global. I don't know how it's divided out, but you would think that absolutely, if Sony buys it and sells off CBS, they will keep the Star Trek IP. That would make total sense. So it'll reside with Sony then. So we'll see. Let's see. So what else does Donnie have to say here? Yeah, Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how much Sony wants, but you would think that. Listen. The biggest challenge right now with Star Trek is a movie.
Yeah, they can't get their collective asses together, can they?
Nope.
It's on, it's off,
Enough-
it's on, it's
enough
off,
the
it's on
chips.
and off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Close up the chips. Here, hold on. All right. Put those aside.
I would hate to sit next to you in a theater. You're one of those ones that has all the noisy foods.
I usually don't eat in a theater. As a matter of fact, Crystal will get popcorn, and or she's the type that gets the bucket of popcorn, and then fills it a quarter way, and then puts butter, and then fills another quarter and puts butter, and then another quarter and more butter. So it's like it's ridiculous. And of course it's theater butter, which isn't real butter anyway.
Isn't it butter flavored water or something like that?
It's butter flavored oil.
I have seen someone, CCTV, someone actually. I think they must have thought it was a water fountain, because they go up to the butter dispenser, put their hand underneath it, and wash their face.
Oh God, that's insane.
I mean, it was either a dare or they honestly didn't know it was a butter dispenser.
Yeah, I'm not. So I'm. I guess popcorn in a movie theater is okay, but
I've only been into a movie theater in America twice, and once. Last time it was what was I watching? Sausage Party? Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
That animated film?
Animated film about all the products in the supermarket being alive.
Yeah.
It was so until it got to the orgy bit at the end, and I was laughing so hard I bit down on a kernel and split my tooth at the back.
Oh, ow! Oh, that sucks. Oh God. Wilhelm. Well, Toho isn't Sony, so I'm not sure what'll happen. There you go.
Yeah, Sausage Party. Yeah, it was so until the end, and then it just got hilarious.
Rigby also said the Star Trek 3 is going back to theaters.
Indeed. I've been looking around, and unfortunately, none of the theaters in my area are doing it.
Yeah.
Besides, I don't know if I don't know if they're going to be showing a cleaned up reel, or they're going to be showing an original reel from back in the day. Is it digitally enhanced and cleaned up, or is it old stock? Because I've done that once before, a showing of Aliens. Someone I know has a friend who runs a cinema, as we call them here, and he found an old a canister containing Aliens, the 1986 James Cameron film, and it was original. Once it stopped playing in the theaters that year, it was canned up and then put in storage, and he found it. So we went to watch it, and you could tell it had been played a few times, and it had been in storage for a while. Mm-hmm. They are short. There we go. There's the answer. Nice, a 4K version of Star Trek 3.
Very cool.
That could be cool. I'll have to have another look.
Well, I'm too
young to have seen it in the theater.
I think I'm as excited as I am about Axanar, because we're working on the visual effects, which is just awesome. I have another. Let me show you
Finish the sentence. Finish the sentence.
I'm just
as excited as you are
I'm just
for
burnt out on Star Trek. Just burnt out.
No, that's fair enough. You've lived and breathed it for a while, so yeah, I get that totally.
I'm trying to think. Where did I? Oh wait, I can download it right here. This is another. Let's see, where is it? Okay.
We're getting treated to another clip.
Yeah. Let me get this.
Got sound.
Yes, we do. It even has a little voiceover. Okay.
Oh, are we
It's
sure
just
we want to show this?
It's just temporary.
All right.
Let me download it there. And let's see. Let's see if I can upload. I don't know. Let's see if I can upload it. Oh, I already had it on this. Okay, let's see if that. Oh, yes, it's uploading. Okay, this is cool. I'm never quite sure how big a. There it is. All right, check this out, guys.
Stardate 2242.3. Starfleet has established a new medical base, Nightingale Station, near to the front lines with the Klingons.
There you go. That is the first VFX from the Daedalus short. So looking good, huh? Looking good.
Speaking of which, you need to get back to me on the MST. I'm not going forward until you okay that, because I don't
apartment stairs. So
I don't want to do the GUI and then for you to come around and say, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do that, and basically have to rebuild it.
And you got the impulse engines in?
Mm-hmm. It's all there.
All right, cool.
Sent you the picture. You just need to look at it and okay it, and then I'll do the interface.
Cool. Yeah, we could get some stuff going. That'd be great. So, all right. Well, what else we got here, gents?
There's not much happening in the Star Trek world at the moment.
No.
I mean, we've got Discovery running. We've got Lower Decks coming.
A Jim's Landscape LLC #1. How are you? Well, if Star Trek was put up for sale, meaning say a new buyer bought Paramount and they wanted to, I mean, Sony's a perfect example because Sony wants to break it all up. I'm not sure I assume Sony wants to keep IP to enhance their movie studio. So I would assume they would keep Star Trek. But if they didn't, the thing about Star Trek is, and here's what we don't know. We don't know the success, although it's been coming out that Discovery, just in the world of streaming, was not particularly successful. I
wonder why that is.
Yeah. And so, and there's the Paramount treated Star Trek like a loss leader, meaning they were losing money on it and they knew they were losing money on, but they needed it for their streaming service. Anyone else is going to look at Star Trek very differently. If Disney was to buy, if Disney was looking at, Sony's put up Star Trek for sale. Who wants it? Universal, or Warner Brothers, or Disney. Okay. They're all going to look at it and they're going to want to know all the numbers, and they're going to want to know all the expenses, and they're going to realize that it's not a money machine like, look at Disney. Disney under Bob Iger bought Pixar, Marvel, Lucasfilm. Well, they're all enormous moneymakers. Star Trek, not a moneymaker. It's not an enormous moneymaker. It's a nice little property to have. And so, I don't know who would want it. Listen, I think Sony would keep it. But the challenge with Star Trek is, in this day and age, it's just not it's not a movie property. It's not a tentpole property. I mean, now they're talking about, now they're making a new Star Trek movie and it's going to go back to the big origins of the Federation. Yeah,
so we've already done that, Enterprise.
Right, it's Enterprise, and we've seen it already. Why do
And
we
you
want
can't-
that in the
you can't-
movie?
Yeah, you cancelled that. Actually, no, it was the what's his face, the old head guy at CBS. He got Me Too'd, I think.
Who's that?
The guy who was in charge of CBS at the time. He was new to CBS at the time, and you know who I mean. One of his first moves when he became CEO, was to relegate Enterprise to the graveyard schedule, so that he could make the ratings plummet, so he could cancel it, because he never liked Trek apparently. The only reason why we got Trek back on TV was because he went out.
Les Moonves.
Or was on his. That's it. Les Moonves, because he was on his way out.
Yeah.
The guy had about as much vision as Rick Berman.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what happens. Well,
I could see Disney snapping it up purely so that they've got more sci-fi under their belt.
Yeah,
if they get it cheap enough.
Yeah, I don't know how much a new owner would want Star Trek. Like I said, it's just not. It's not a cash cow. It's not what Marvel was, or Star Wars, or anything like that. Those two ladies are walking by my house right now. These two ladies who walk together in the evening, and one night last week,
snoop.
I had Itty Bitty, our Minpin, and Zoe, our Chewini. They were on leashes, and I just walked out the front door. We have a 30-foot driveway, so it's a wall. So I'm taking them down, and Pee Wee comes out, and he's taking his time. Pee Wee's, my little Chihuahua. Anyway, they walk by, and one of them said the one lady said something, and I joked, and I said, "Oh, don't worry, they don't bite much. They already had dinner," and and she was like, well, "What about that little one's not on a leash?" And I look back at little 7-pound Pee Wee, and I'm like,
my cats could eat Pee Wee,
and I'm like, really? I don't like. Nobody puts Pee Wee on a leash. I was like, nobody puts baby in a corner. I was like, come on, dude. I was just like, yeah, no one's going to put Pee Wee on a leash. Bye, get out of here. I was very nice and all, but I'm in the back of my mind, I'm going, oh my gosh, whatever. So there you go. So anyway, there you go. I don't know. We don't know who would buy Star Trek and what would come of it. And I think that there's Star Trek has a lot of meaning to us Star Trek fans.
Yes,
but it has not, and certainly Discovery I don't think has done anything to really widen the audience. The movies,
I think it's brought in quite a lot of new people. I see so many people saying I've new to Star Trek. I've been watching Discovery, love it. What do you recommend I watch next?
Oh, that's cool.
I see posts like that on Facebook all the time. Being a moderator of a group.
Yeah, and certainly the movies brought in a lot of like them or not, the movies brought in a new group of fans.
Yeah, like it or not, it injected new life into a diet and pretty much dead franchise at that point. Moonves got his way.
Yeah, and it's again, it still kills me that that Kurtzman keeps trying to tell us that this is all Prime Universe. You've got all these writers who have said for years how canon was bad because it constrained them, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, that fair enough. They're the writers. God bless. So why would you purposely try and tie an entirely new generation of Star Trek to canon? Like, why not just again, shoot off into your own universe and do whatever the hell you want. It just makes so much more sense.
Yep.
I don't know. Hail, Brian Simpson is here. Hail, Brian.
There you go. There's your lapdog.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's but we'll see. We'll see what comes of it. I mean, with the canceling of Lower Decks and the canceling of Discovery, and I mean, it'll be real interesting to see how this Starfleet Academy show comes. The other thing is these shows are very expensive. They're just, I think you're kind of past the days where you could do Star Trek on $1 million an episode. And they look great. I mean, they look fantastic. And obviously, if you could get a Holly Hunter, that's a great casting coup. Or
He ditched us for family. Can you imagine that?
So, there you go. So, what was it?
Well, no.
Well, I don't think that's fair, Rick. I mean,
no, you can not like him, but you cannot deny that Discovery has its fans and brought about Strange New Worlds, brought in enough interest that we have Lower Decks and Prodigy. Blah, blah. Try saying that when it's 1:45 in the morning and you've been up since 5 o'clock.
No, Bernard. Geez, the cost is in those amazing sets and the visual effects.
Mm-hmm.
And keeping those sound stages open. I mean, there's enormous costs all the way around.
I mean, the production values these days, they're like movies. Every episode looks, has the slickness of a movie. Yeah,
and that costs money. That costs money.
I mean, sure, they've gone to Canada to reduce the costs, so they're filming in Canada mostly, but it still costs money.
Yes,
and
it does.
If you're right that it's not actually making them any money at all, then they're going to try and spend the least amount as possible, which is probably why they're dropping Lower Decks as well as
because
Discovery.
These things are going on a streaming service that's losing a ton of money. So it's not like it's not like it's going on CBS broadcast TV and they know exactly how much money it's making based on the amount of advertising revenue that's coming in, right? It ain't like that. It's the brave new world of streaming, and so people just, they're still trying to figure it out. No, I mean, my understanding that Disney just announced that they are break even on their streaming service, and they're like the first. I think it was Disney, and was it? Maybe there was one other service too, but anyway, but Disney's, with their catalog, is finally break even. I mean, Disney is after Netflix. Disney I think, is the most successful streaming service.
They have so much IP on there because they went and bought it all up. So there's a lot for people to watch.
You got Disney, you got Pixar, you got Marvel, you got Star Wars. I mean, holy crap, that's Indiana Jones. That is a hell of a catalog. So, my feeling is, if you cut me down, honestly, if you cut me down to one streaming service, I'd pick Disney. That'd be the one
Yeah. If I would only allowed one, if I could only have one, it would be Disney, because there's just more there on offer. And for me, they've got Family Guy. But no, I'll agree with Rick on that one. The best Star Trek is done on a lower budget, because the budget of TNG and Voyager and DS9 was less per episode than any of the episodes of Discovery, for sure. And we're getting less episodes of Discovery as well. So they're spending more for less episodes.
Yeah. So
for fewer episodes, I think, is the better way to say it.
Yeah. So there you go. That's my take, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense. I agree, totally.
Yeah. We'll have when we do our next show, whether it's this or Axanar Confidential, I will have a bunch more of a sneak peeks at the VFX.
Be careful not to give too much away.
Well, that's all previs, so I don't really care.
Maybe even throw in a few rejected things in there and let people figure out for themselves.
Well, it's a lot of the early stuff because the previs has gone through changes. Again, the previs is the VFX director. He says, "Oh, here you go. You wanted a shot." Because we have a VFX shot list, and it tells you what the shot needs to be. And 3D, it might be 3D sevens. It might be, attacking the starbase or whatever it is. And so we get something from we get the previs, and that's where we go, okay, we like where you're going, or no, it needs a change. There's a one shot which I'll share it with everyone of the Vulcan fleet. Which the Vulcan fleet leaving basically, and we totally changed it around, but it was a camera change, so that was a lot easier for our VFX artists because he already had the shot. He just had to rotate where the camera was, which when you're working your 3D program isn't that difficult. It wasn't like we said double the number of ships or whatever. So there you go. But I mean, that being said, listen, things are going great. Very excited about the progress we're making, and cannot wait to freaking finally release this later this year. Excuse me.
Get it finally done and dusted.
Yeah, exactly.
Light is at the end of the tunnel. Yes, it
is.
And it's getting brighter.
Yeah, if we can just get Paramount sold, that would we need a new regime, so I don't have to deal with.
Because you know what's going to happen, don't you? As soon as you upload the episodes, you know what's going to happen.
Oh, they'll well, the good news is once it's released, the release itself will be a big news item. Especially after 10 years. So it'll be all over the place. So if they try and take it down, that's going to be a big story. It's going to Barbara Streisand the whole thing. It's just, it's just going to make it even bigger by their attention to it.
Yeah. I now just have this image of we're going through this tunnel and the light at the end of the tunnel is a freight train. And on the side of this freight train is CBS. Coming to run us over.
They're gonna
choo-choo, motherfuckers.
They're gonna try. If you strike me down, you'll just make us stronger. So, all right. Well, we're gonna listen. I've got to take care of some kittens and get out and get the rest of my exercise in. So
yeah. Well, me and Cheeto blasted over the time last week, so we'll make up for it by finishing early today.
There you go. And everyone, make sure you come back next week. We'll have a little more for you. We should have. We'll see what it's going to be a busy weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend. Isn't this Memorial Day weekend? Yeah, it's Memorial Day weekend. So I got some other things coming up that we'll share with you. But listen, everyone, thanks for coming out. We appreciate it. And we'll be back next week. Right before we go, Crystal and I go on our cruise. Yeah, we're going on a week-long cruise. So it's our first real vacation. Up until now, the vacations have always been conventions. Let's go to this convention.
They're nice.
Let's take an adult vacation. So
the conventions are nice, but it's not really a vacation as such.
Yeah, exactly. So
off on vacay. Yay.
Yeah. All right, everyone. You take care, Alexander. We'll see you. How's the kid, by the way? Kid doing well?
He's doing absolutely fine.
Fantastic.
Absolutely fine. And the sole reason why I can't go on vacay for the next little while.
There you go. Keeping you busy and out of trouble and off the street. All right, everyone. You take care. Live long and prosper, my friends. We'll see you next week.